Hi, we have Zac from Hiro today, the co-founder of the Hiro, and also your email marketing agency called
Sidekick. Yeah.
Sidekick, exactly. And I saw you were featured recently in a really good email, so kudos to you, one of your projects. So it was.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Zac, I would like to go over your Hiro tool in email marketing agency. We are using the tool since December, I believe. We moved all our clients on Hiro. This is how we do internal analytics for ourselves as well as for the clients. So we fully on board with the tool. We totally in love with it. But for our followers, I want to demo the tool, walk through it, show you why it's better than Klaviyo Analytics.
Awesome. Sounds great. Yeah, I'll pull it up and I'll walk through it. And please, stop me anytime you think there's something we should zoom in on.
Before we start, can you just give us elevator pitch what Hiro is?
Yeah, so Hiro is a comprehensive retention analytics and reporting platform specifically built for agencies doing email, SMS, subscription, loyalty. So like you mentioned, we've been running our own retention marketing agency for 6 years now. Before that, we were in analytics at Amazon. So we built this internally for ourselves over the last year, and then we launched it. I mean, you guys were an early customer. We launched it, I think, in October or November of last year. And have since,
I wasn't aware about that.
Yeah. So still very new. We're still adding stuff constantly. But this is where we are today. And what I always say is it'll be different next week because we'll add something new.
Perfect. And one competitive advantage that you have, we are able to connect multiple tools, not only Klaviyo, but we can do, if clients use Attentive for SMS and Klaviyo for email marketing, here we can connect both tools and see the analytics. Correct?
Yeah. So one of our biggest priorities has been integration. So right now, both Yotpo SMS, Postscript SMS, Attentive SMS are all in beta. So you can see your Klaviyo email data next to your Attentive or Yotpo SMS data. And then Attentive and Yotpo email are both should be done by the end of this month. And then, roadmap after that, I think will probably be like OmniSend and then some of the different other ESPs as well.
Nice. Pretty cool.
But yeah, so just from top down, we're pulling in all the analytics and order data through the Klaviyo or Yotpo Attentive APIs. That gives us a lot of flexibility where within the platform, we're doing things like being able to report on store revenue, being able to break out first time versus returning customer revenue, and then doing that granularly at the Flowium campaign level as well. All of the time periods are flexible, so you can compare kind of any time period. We go back as far as there's historical data in the platform in Klaviyo, and you can filter order sources. So you can look at just web, which will exclude subscription orders. You can look at just subscription attributed orders, or you can look at all orders. So you can filter the data set across the platform. And then as we kind of work down in granularity, it's broken out into flows, campaigns, list growth, etc.
So two more things that I would like to point out here, why we like Hiro. So what we work with True Classics, and they have multiple stores in multiple countries, and there's order locale. It's that just demo account. You have only probably US. But for example, for True Classics, they have a bunch of different countries. And it was also always a pain point to understand, which country generate what kind of results. With Hiro, it's very easy to do. You just pick Germany or Spain, and you see all the analytics. And
thanks for calling that out.
Yeah, and I personally love that. First-time buyer versus a returning buyer, because it's huge thing for retention and for retailers. So first-time buyer it's amazing, but to get to that second-time buyer, this is kind of where retailers they want to convert first-time buyers to second-time buyers, and with Hiro it's just very easy to see and analyze.
Yep. Yeah. Same thing. I think why we care about it so much as well. It's like we only have so much control over first time customers, but agencies like ours, all our value for the most part is created on returning. So we definitely wanted to break that out.
Perfect.
I think like with that, because we're focused on retention, I'll kind of start the demo on the retention features in particular. Mm-hmm. So this is the cohort analysis tool. Mm-hmm. So to give us 365 days of data, I'm going to pull this back to last March. We'll compare it to last February. So this chart is showing all of the first orders from that cohort here, breaking out which of those were attributed to Klaviyo, and then showing the retention of that cohort. So this is the LTV and spend of our March 2024 cohort. And you can see kind of the breakdown between attributed and unattributed LTV, which is cool to see. So for this brand, it's about 50-50 of LTV comes from Klaviyo attributed revenue. Mm-hmm. And then you have first to second purchase rates and time between orders. So like you said, when we're obsessing over bringing first time customers back, this is like for a lot of the brands that agencies are working with, they're picking one of these time periods to optimize for. So they come in and they're like, okay, second purchase rate in 2024 at 90 days was 16%. What can we do to make it 20 or 25%? And then this data set, you can filter it by product or by profile property or locale. So you can get a sense of like what are our strongest retention products as well, and sources too.
Yeah, this is very powerful.
Yeah. And then on the first time customer side of things, I think what's interesting is to look at, in this case, looking at the first time subscriber funnel to purchase. Mm-hmm. So the way that this works is we're taking a cohort, same cohort, March of last year. We're looking at all net new email subscribers, how many of them converted, the percent, the value, and then where it was attributed to Klaviyo. And then you can see the conversions by day. We can hide day 0, initial day of sign up, and you can kind of see the incremental long tail of conversions. How many of those net new subscribers are converting by day 30? So of all new email subscribers who came in March, 28% of them converted, right? So you're thinking to yourself like, okay, there's actually a lot more room to convert those subscribers. And then you can see the spend, like 88% of the spend has happened on day 0 of sign up, and you're at 95% by day 7. So this chart looks very similar for most brands. So it's a really like, what are the things we can do to get the remaining 70+% of new email subscribers to convert by day 7 is essentially what this is telling you. Nice, and nice. Same thing, filter by profile property, by where they're coming from, pop up, so on. Those are kind of like the two cohort tools that I think are really cool. We're planning on adding a lot more here. And then on specifically the agency side, I think a couple of the things that we've gotten a lot of good feedback on are kind of like our agency performance views. So these views allow us to kind of see all of our client performance across all of the brands over whatever time period we want to look at, and then breaking out by campaigns, flows, subscribers. And so whether you want to look at a Black Friday period last year and see how all the clients did, you want to do month-end reporting and see how the clients did, you can do it that way. Or you can look at pacing as well. So this is looking 11 days. Today's April 11th. This is the data looking 11 days into the month. And you can kind of get a sense of where you're pacing ahead and behind month over month and year over year. And you can also see a breakdown of like what is trending ahead, what is trending behind.
Oh wow, this is extremely powerful. I mean, to be honest, I did not play as much with it here. Actually, what I use it for flows and campaigns when I want to analyze specific group of flows or specific groups of campaigns. It was easy to. Do you have data for campaigns or flows or so?
Oh yeah. So on the campaign side,
yeah, like deep dive, yeah. So we can kind of type in the keyword or specific tag, and you can able to filter by those filter and see the results specifically for those 5 campaigns, for example.
Yep. Yeah. So like this is looking at campaigns of March and last year. You can look at what products were purchased from those campaigns. We can isolate down to, these two campaigns. That'll show us these are the products purchased from these two campaigns. We can do like period comparison. So month over month, here's all of the high level campaign metrics. And then, for example, if we want to like take the November data set here, if we type in Black Friday, for example, it'll isolate to those campaigns. And then, we have a whole suite of campaign tools. And then similarly on the flow deep dive, like you mentioned, this will show us all of our flows that were live. We can get the change in revenue deliveries, rev per recipient of those flows, and then we can isolate. So if we just want to look at abandonment, for example, can isolate to those three flows, get all of the metrics.
This is actually what I was doing, because for one of our clients, they have so many browser abandonment flows for some reason that I had to compare. How
it's all those identity resolution platforms duplicating browser abandonment.
Yeah, cool. Zac, I know that the platform is mostly for agencies, but if a brand wants to get the subscription and use it, is it available for brands?
Yeah, definitely. Brands are more than welcome to use it. Again, one instance like where it's been interesting with brands is if brands are operating as like a holding company or they have multiple Klaviyo accounts, like the agency view works well for multi-brand brand holding companies. You can see them across. And if you are just a single brand, and it's $99 a month for a brand. So it's, if you just want a deeper level of data as a brand, you can definitely use this as well. I think our mix right now is like 80% agencies, 20% brands.
It makes sense. And if somebody wants to get the software, where should they go?
Yeah, they just go to Hiro with an I, analytics.com, and you can just book a demo. You'll talk to me. I'll walk you through the whole platform. We do a 30-day free trial. You can use it for as many accounts as you want during the trial and take it from there.
Cool. Before we go, is there anything else you want to add?
Oh, I'll show you one more feature that I think has been really helpful for some brands. So we just added the custom metric tool. This is great if a brand does a lot of subscription, for example, or they have POS, or there's any sort of like custom event that's important for the brand to track. So this lets us add something like subscriptions started on recharge and look at the attribution by campaign, for example. So these are campaigns where someone started a subscription. These are flows where someone started a subscription. So it's just like one additional level of granularity that I think is really helpful for brands and agencies to be able to see.
Perfect. Actually, we use Klaviyo internally, and our conversion is not a purchase but scheduled call. So theoretically, we can use Hiro.
Theoretically, you could definitely use this to look at scheduled calls. Yeah, I'll set it up for you.
And I love, I'm not sure if you plan to change this or it will stay as is, but I love that for agencies, we have a flat fee and can add as many accounts as we want to the software. So, which is very, very cool. We want it to be affordable. Our goal is to empower more agencies to scale, and so flat price, cheap. That's the plan. Yeah, I love that mission. Thank you, Zac, for your time, for sharing.
Thanks for having me, man,
and for building it, because it helps us a lot.
No, thanks. You've been an early champion, so we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Want to discover how much money your email marketing can actually bring you? If that's the case, let our team of email marketing experts show you how. With our free email marketing audit, we'll conduct a comprehensive analysis of your email marketing efforts, provide you with an action plan, and show you how to effectively segment and convert your audience. Simply go to flowium.com/audit and book your audit today.
Hey, if you're watching this and you like what you see, please hit subscribe and hit the bell because it helps us grow our channel.